divisional games, and all games now are going to mean something. They're going to either mean you're going to be a wild card team or you're going to win a division. And the Braves aren't going away, the Nationals aren't going away, the Brewers aren't going away, and the Cardinals aren't going away.
The Cardinals are getting really hot right now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, we all knew this was going to happen, though. We talked about it on the show. This is where all the better teams start really
The cream rises to the top.
Yep.
And we were coasting along after being 15 games above 500, playing 500. And now we're not playing 500.
Playing well under 500, and we're
Exactly.
and we're playing with we are capable of playing better if we just limit some of the mind-numbing mistakes that happen on the field.
Can we talk about that 24-4 game?
So that'll leave me.
I didn't watch
Let me
it.
ask you a question.
What's that?
Let me ask the 24-4 game. That leads right into question number 2.
I watched it.
How would you have
That
handled
was a tough game.
the first game of the doubleheader game? Would you have sucked it up and put in an actual pitcher, or would you have done what Gabe did?
I would have put in a real pitcher. You play. Listen, it's so cliche, but it's the truth. You play to win the game. If you don't put out a winning effort out there on the field, then what's the point of taking the field? If you're not going to go out there and try and win, especially now, we talked about the Phillies briefly in like March and April, and Will didn't really care. And I said then that he would start to care in July and August, and he has, and they should care now more now than ever, because wins, and Will is aware of this too, is that wins are vital. They're vital.
Good job.
And here's the thing: if you're not putting out the best product, game in and game out, and look, there was a lot of games postponed in the beginning, early on in the year, so you're gonna have some double headers. You still have to play each game like you want to win it. They didn't play like they wanted to win it.
No, they're doing what they always do. They're streaky, and this is
They get hot and cold too fast.
yeah. But the problem is it seems like now the teams are playing a lot harder because they feel like that they can do something. These teams have a lot of heart, and you're just sitting there doing what you've been doing all year, coasting. And now you can't coast. Now you got to play. And Kapler, he's making some bad decisions, man.
So would you have put a pitcher in there, Will? Would you have tried to play to win the game? I mean, I feel like
You have to. You can't worry about the next game. You can't.
no. You have to play that game as an individual
Yes,
game.
I agree.
It's a tough one though, because if you,
I feel like his hands were tied.
yeah,
though,
his
too.
hands are tied. Because if you really know that the probability of winning that game, which that guy always does,
Supposedly.
he's all about
Quote unquote, yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, you kind of look at it as like maybe we have our luck's better next game. Maybe you have that kind of thing going. But to be honest with you, it shouldn't come down to where we're talking about would you have. This team isn't just
It should be.
The problem is we do tend to blame the manager, but you're playing baseball. You should still do some things. You know what I mean? You should still score runs, regardless of how the manager wants you to score runs. If you're a batter and you're up to the bat and you're seeing these pitchers pitch as well, you're swinging for the fence.
Well, and you have to go to the field.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if you're a power hitter, you're hitting home runs. If you're a contact hitter, you're getting base hits. If you're an all-around hitter, you're getting extra base hits, maybe a home run. The problem is this team, I don't know what it is, but they lack heart. They lack heart. They just definitely lack heart. Like, you got to play for this guy because this guy will win a World Series with or without the Phillies.
I feel like it's
He's respected.
It's about heart, but I also think it's about brains. I mean, you have some of these guys making really boneheaded decisions.
Yeah, Odubel, I didn't see the game on Saturday because
But it was the one where he went and he was turning the base. And he had to come back.
Yeah.
And he got thrown out. And they were rallying at that point. And you have to understand something. If you... The biggest rally killer that you can have is by a base running error. By not knowing or being aware of like what you should be doing on those base.
And the
base
thing
paths.
is I've done that playing baseball, and it made me want to play better.
Yeah, if you make the same mistake,
But these guys don't do that.
No, they don't.
These guys don't make a mistake. Like they always say, like if you drop the ball in the outfield, it's time to hit a home run. It's time to knock a run in. Make up for your mistakes. None of these guys make up for their mistakes.
Because they see it as a learning moment right now.
No, forget learning moment. You're trying to get into the playoffs. You're trying to be a contender. There's no more learning.
I agree.
You learned the first half of the season. After the All-Star break, it's time to play ball.
So hang tight. That kind of rolls me right into our third question. Has this team finally peaked and they are now getting exposed? Question mark.
I like I said, Tommy, when you exited for a little bit just now, I think they lack the heart. I don't think they had that heart that the Eagles had to win the championship. I don't think they had the heart when the Flyers lost the Stanley Cup to the Blackhawks.
See, I don't think it's a lack of heart. Up until a couple of months ago, these kids, it's a lot of younger players that are still learning to gel with each other, and I think they didn't even realize they weren't supposed to be here. And now all of a sudden, maybe it's catching up with them. And maybe they're like, oh crap!
It's like growing pains a little bit. So it's like the Phillies this year are like the Eagles last year with Carson Wentz in his first year. You're gonna have those growing pains once in a while, but at the same time, like Gabe, like he's gonna have some growing pains. Maybe, like it's gonna have some bad games. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it's like you can't be upset like how he has performed this season.
James's dad, Joe Scorza, texted in that the media theater does serve alcohol, Will, so I guess we can go see Tommy and me.
You know what?
All right.
It's on. Tom, you want to do it?